Hello, boys and girls. Come and have a seat, for one of the tales I will tell you will surely make your feet weak. From a tale about morals to a man with a hat, surely one of my tales will keep you entrapped. This next story is about a dog girl named Tippy, of course, whose anger and hatred would give me a story, of course. Once upon a time, on a cold Twitchmass morning, up awoke Tippy so angry and scorning. With a heave and a hove, she hurled herself downstairs to yell at the mods to fix her affairs. No, said the mods, it's Twitchmass, you see. I have friends, family, and even grass to see. No, you will not. You will stay right there, forever locked away in your cold, damp chair. No, screeched the mods, don't lock us in here. But it would appear that their cries would fall on deaf ears. As Tippy stared at the ceiling, void of all Twitchmass cheer, a voice echoed within her and began to appear. Hello there, Tippy, I have come for thee, to take you on a trip so you could see a younger oneself, to learn and grow, so you do not appear so miserable. Wait, but who are you, and what do you mean? You couldn't possibly take me back to see me? Well, I am you, and you are me, but I think you'll be very surprised to see. A light then began to illuminate the small room to reveal a much smaller Tippy. Huh? Wait, what? That cannot possibly be. Oh, on quite the contrary. You will never be PogChamp. Give up, you flea. Go sit and waddle in your inability.
If I am not Pog, then what is my purpose other to bestow upon people this feeling of worthless?
Oh, great heavens. Lucky me. I guess I'm learning about my morality. Hello there, Tippy. I just want you to see the life of those around you, so don't be silly. Look what you've done, the sadness you bring. Cass is out modding instead of fighting. Okay, looky here, there is no one to blame. I have a business to run and they're all on my pay. So my word is final, and so I will say that they shall all work for me this Twitchmass day. Well, we have one last trick. If this can't convince you, then you are truly a dick. Look towards the future for what it holds. Look at the fire as it sparkles and glows. The mods have left with their complaints. Now, as you sit empty-handed, I want you to think how your actions have consequences, and that's plain to see. But remember, fate is not always your destiny. That day, Tippy learned not to hate, but instead be thankful to her glizzy brigade. Surely there's a moral hidden somewhere in there, but one can only be sure if they pog and stare. This next story takes us on an adventure with AureaCorvae and her dastardly plans to steal Twitchmass away. On the night of Twitchmass, Aurea arrived, angry and disgruntled over who was inside, a man who had taught stats to all who would listen. But it would seem that Aurea was on her own mission, to steal away Twitchmass from this man who had wronged her. Aurea tiptoed and crawled all the way up to the door until she finally realized that there were two more. She tried the first that led to an inn. Rats, she thought, this couldn't be the end. Well, at least I know one, so I'll try another. As she reached for the handle, a thought shot through her head, a 33% chance that she'd be dead. The door creaked to a stop to reveal a tree so tall and magnificent that it could not be. She looted and plundered to her heart's content, stuffed her pockets and bags with stolen contents. Aurea then walked on up to the fridge, only to find cream cheese and ramen. Aurea then realized the professor knew, and Aurea would run out with a coo. Some say AureaCorvae's stat score grew 5 times that day. However, this would still pit her in the failing range. Perhaps the lesson here is one quite simple, that doing one homework is just that simple. This next story is about someone who is void of luck, a reindeer named Rekson, and his story for us. There once was a reindeer not like the others. He was scuffed and weird champ among some others, but what set him apart was something not so familiar, his ability to stall and bring time to filler. As Rekson the scuffed shoe reindeer looked up at the stars, wishing that he would fly so far, but alas he would never, as he was scuffed, making it impossible for him to even be a runner-up. But on that fateful night, a Twitchmass miracle would arrive. Dan Clancy would just so happen to be stopping by. Rex and I have come because I need you, you see. We have run out of stuff to deliver to Twitch.tv. So saddle up and come along to help deliver what should go wrong this December. Rekson's heart, so filled with glee, forgot to stretch and ended up pulling a knee. Unable to walk and unable to fly, Rekson watched as Dan Clancy said goodbye. Now what can be learned from this enthralling tale? Be sure to stretch or end up becoming frail. This next story is about a mint that we could learn from, one whose adventures brought danger to all who were involved. Come with me so we could see the crazy wanky adventures of one Detsy. There once was a mint who lived on a farm, cut off from the world so very far. This night was no different, except it was Twitchmass, of course, closing his eyes to drift to sleep once more, until suddenly a light shined in, blaring and cascading through the wind. It was a sign, you see, the Mintness Express was in. So he threw off his sheets and began running, faster and faster as he picked up speed, only to find a man in his late 40s.
Hey there, Mint, take a step in my van. I got bits galore for us to trade hands.
I'm not sure, you could be lying to me, but I'm a mint, and I'm very carefree. Detsy was then declared missing the next morning, leaving me with quite the story. So let me give you a moral to help in this tale. Don't trust strangers, don't be a mint. Look out for yourself this Twitchmass. As the night comes to a close and the fire whimpers, I just want to read one last story of a snowman called Macro and his adventures. Once upon a time, on a fateful Twitchmass day, VTubers were out in the snow to play when one of these VTubers had an idea. Let's build a man made out of snow. What could possibly go wrong? So they built and they made a snowman called Macro that day. After many hours, their work was complete. Oh, good heavens, the VTubers were beat, but it was still missing something, one key deep. Up jumped one of the VTubers, I know what it is, before running inside to get the finish. They then returned to the other with a smirk on their face. Look what I have, the last thing we'll need, before showing their 3090. They all looked in awe as Macro awaked. I can finally mine crypto, Macro exclaimed. Huh, said the VTubers with a strange look on their face. Well, it's been nice, but I gotta bounce. Give your mom my number so we can make out. Macro hopped and bounced all the way to Team Millie's house to finally claim his date. Hello, Team Millie, I've come to see if you would finally go out with me. Huh, said Team Millie, how did you find me? You better get out of here before I call the PD. Macro lay defeated, face in the snow, slowly melting away from his Bitcoin minor. So before I leave, I just want to say Merry Twitchmass to all those who came.